If you use social media within your business and you're also using HighLevel, this is going to be one of the most important videos that you ever watch, because we're going to be going over all of the different features that HighLevel has to offer when it comes to social media, including how to best post and schedule things from the HighLevel social planner, how to use the ads manager, and so much more. So if you want to skyrocket your business using HighLevel and social media together, then watch this video. It's going to be a compilation of all of my different feature releases, trainings, and in-depth tutorials over social media and HighLevel. So as always, sit back, take some notes, feel free to follow along in your own sub account. And as always, thank you for watching.
What's up, high levelers? It's Andrew, and in this video, I'm going to be going in depth on how you can sell products on Facebook and Instagram shops using HighLevel. Let's dive right in. The first thing you need to do is go to business.facebook.com in order to create a business portfolio. Then once you've created a business portfolio or in an already active business portfolio, you're going to be navigated to this screen, which is your business suite. And then from here, we're going to click all tools, and then we can create our store by going to commerce, which we'll find by either scrolling down or simply by searching up commerce and then clicking this. Now this will navigate us to the Facebook Meta Commerce Manager, which is where we can create commerce accounts and create our stores. From here, what we're going to do is click add account, or if we already have a commerce account, we can go into our account here. Essentially, we're going to have to go through some steps in order to give our business details, select our Facebook pages, and go through this 6-step form in order to create our shop. During this process, we'll do a couple of things. First, we'll probably create a Facebook page. If we already have a Facebook page, we need to navigate to that Facebook page via the regular Facebook website, and then go to your Facebook page under About, and then make sure you have selected e-commerce website as one of the categories. So if you already have a Facebook page, make sure you do this. And if you don't have one, then simply add this category when you're creating it while you're creating your shop. Now, once you have created your Facebook page or tiled your Facebook page as an e-commerce shop and then finished the rest of that form, you'll be navigated to the Commerce Manager. And this is where we can add our catalog, add our shops, add our products, configure all of our shops across Facebook and Instagram, and so much more. Now, when we're here, all we need to do is essentially either click connect here under connect additional Facebook pages or Instagram accounts to your shop, or confirm that our Facebook and Instagram pages that we want to be using our shop on are already connected here. As you can see here, we've got one Facebook page here and then one Instagram page here, both visible and connected to our shop. So we'll be good to go. Now, back in HighLevel, now that we've confirmed that our shop is created and it's connected to our Facebook and Instagram pages, we need to make sure that those pages are connected to our HighLevel account by going to integrations and then going to the right-hand side where we can see Facebook and Instagram. Now, we've already got these connected here. If they're not connected, simply click connect, but you'll be able to click manage pages. And this is where you want to select the Facebook page that is connected to your Instagram and the shop. So for example, as we can see here, this is our Facebook page. We can confirm it's connected to our Instagram, and the checkbox is right here. So we know this is the one that we just set up our shop on. So we can click update and continue. Now, once we've done that, we can go to settings right here, then go over to shops, and then this will fetch our shop page from our Facebook Commerce Manager. If we're having any trouble on this page, we can click how to set up shops and it'll link off to a help article, but we'll be able to connect our shop to this Facebook page as long as we have a shop with an active domain on it. This is a crucial step. As you can see here, this blank website that we have within the account is connected to our shop. If you go back over to sites and then stores, this is our e-commerce store in HighLevel, which has a live domain connected to it. Remember, you have to have a live domain connected to your e-commerce shop in order for this to work properly. So we have a domain connected, simply can do this by clicking the drop down and selecting domain in your account. And as long as that is set up correctly, then we'll be able to select our e-commerce store. That's that website store here in HighLevel right here, and then click save. And then once we do that, our store will now be synced with HighLevel, meaning all of our products on that store will be synced with our shop on Facebook and Instagram. So this is super exciting because we can now sync automatically all of our products from one e-commerce store in a sub account to Facebook and Instagram shops, where we can purchase products in the actual UI of Facebook and Instagram rather than users having to leave the platform. So it's a great way to get more sales on Facebook and Instagram without having to redirect users while they're on social media. I hope this has given a little bit more insight into the process of creating a Facebook and Instagram shop and connecting it to HighLevel, because it's a super exciting feature that will boost your e-commerce sales. As always, I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you very much for watching. When people are messaging businesses like yourself on social media, it's best to give them the ability to have fast and easy responses. After all, over 150 million people message businesses on Instagram every single month. So in this video, I'll show you an awesome feature within HighLevel that allows us to use suggested replies within automations. This will give people response options right within the DM, so they're one click away from sending you a response. Let's dive right in. Now, I personally love this feature. This is an awesome way to get people engaged. In order to use this, we're going to use an automation. So we can go ahead and create a new workflow from scratch or open up a current one. And in order to start using this, we first need to add a Facebook or Instagram trigger. We can either use a comment trigger, so either a Facebook or Instagram comment on post, or a customer reply trigger. To keep things simple, we'll use a customer reply trigger and then add our filter for reply channel and add Facebook or Instagram. Either are going to work. Now that we've got that trigger, we can add our action and we can use the Facebook or Instagram interactive messenger. Since we've got our Instagram related trigger, we'll use the Instagram related action and vice versa for Facebook. Now here is that Instagram interactive messenger. We have two reply types. We have either reply to comment via DM, which as you can guess, we would only use this with our comment trigger. And then we have simply reply to DM, which we would use with our customer reply to DM trigger accordingly. Now we have two options. We can either just include a regular message here, which is just going to send a message and not give us the ability for those quick replies. But if we scroll down, we can click quick replies, which is really cool. By doing this, we can click add quick reply, enter a quick reply. So for this example, let's say we want to give our customers a couple options like booking a call, going to our website, or visiting our YouTube channel. We can add one reply like that, add a second reply like this, add a third reply like that. And now we've got three different replies that if they click these within the conversation manager, it'll send that reply back to us. Now, when we've got this turned on, what this will end up looking like is we'll have our message here up top, and then we'll have three buttons underneath, which give them the options to click a quick reply. Now, just like that within our quick replies, whenever we use this workflow action, we will get different branches for this. So we can launch different workflows based off this. So obviously if they reply to quick reply 1, which was in order to book a call, then we can set this message as a DM, which can include a booking link here. And we can do that the same for all of these different quick replies. And just like that, here is that quick reply in action. So what happened was a customer sent us a message, then it sent that message here again, like I just showed you. This is that text right there. So we can see that showed up in Instagram. We sent that. And then on the customer side of things, we can see that we've got that message that we sent here again from that automation right here. That's that message. And then we've got those three quick replies. It looks really good. It makes it really easy for our customer to reply to us right within Instagram and then to launch automations off of it right within HighLevel. It's super awesome. I personally love this feature, and if you're using social media, this is an absolute must-have to have engaged with lots of automations in order to have these quick replies set up for your customers so you can completely run your business using HighLevel and Instagram and Facebook. This is awesome. I hope you found some value in this. This has been Andrew, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Hey everyone, it's Andrew, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can connect your Instagram to your Facebook page so you can use it within the software. This is really helpful if you want to be using the social planner or workflows and automations in order to post on Instagram, manage comments, or manage DMs. First, log into your Facebook page. If you're logged into your profile, then just click at the top right-hand side, the little drop down, and then select your profile from that screen. Then we're going to click your profile name and icon in the left-hand side. Once we are on our manage page screen, we're going to click settings. And then once we're here, we can either scroll down or search for Instagram. Once we navigate to this page, then we can see that we have currently no Instagram connected to our Facebook page. So we're going to fix it by clicking Instagram. And then once we're here, we can click connect account. What this is going to do is it's going to let us know that we can only connect an Instagram professional account. Remember, this is only for Instagram business or creator pages, not personal pages. It gives us some information here, but then we can go ahead and click connect. Once we do that, we can choose to allow access to our Instagram messages in inbox. If we want to be using this within the CRM in order to manage conversations, then we need to have this checked on, and then we can click confirm. Once we do that, it'll navigate us over to Instagram where we can log into our currently logged in account. Before you do this, make sure that you're logged into Instagram already on your browser. Then you can click log in as whatever Instagram page you already have logged in. Once you do that, it'll navigate back to Facebook where you can add in your business portfolio just like this. Then go ahead and click continue. Once you do that, it'll take a second to load, and then it'll let you know that your Instagram has officially been connected to Facebook. You can go ahead and click done. And then after you've done this, back in the CRM, you can double check that you have your Facebook page and your Instagram connected in settings, under settings and integrations, where you can see Facebook and Instagram are officially connected right here. If you have any questions about using Facebook or Instagram within the social planner or anything else that I mentioned in this video, please refer to the help doc. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hey there, it's Andrew, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can troubleshoot your Facebook connection to HighLevel to make sure that your posts are publishing correctly. Let's dive right in. Now, before we start troubleshooting, I'm going to go through a couple of different places in the system that you should check before we dive into troubleshooting to make sure that our Facebook is actually connected to the software correctly. The first place that's an easy place to check is under marketing, and in the social planner, you can click the drop down to see all of your different pages. If your Facebook page is here and it doesn't say it needs to be reconnected, then you should be good to go. As you can see here, this is what reconnect will look like. So if it does say reconnect, click reconnect, reconnect your page, and then try again. But if it doesn't, then we walk you through a couple of other places. Another good place to check to make sure your Facebook is connected correctly is in settings, and then over in integrations. If we head here, then we can see our Facebook connection right here. If it's grayed out like you just saw for a split second, then that means it's not connected. But if it is blue like this and says connected, then you should be good to go. This is where you can also manage all the different pages you're connected to. So for example, if you're trying to post to a page and it's not working, you'll want to head to settings, integrations, and then click manage pages just like this. And then what we can do is actually select all the different pages that we have that we want to be using within the software. As you can see here are all of the different pages we're using. So for example, if I was trying to post on this page and it wasn't working, well, we can see that this page isn't actually selected to be integrated with the platform. So if we want to post on this page, we can go ahead and check it. But if you see the page specifically that you are posting on, and you can double check it by using this ID below, and it's still not working on that page, then we'll move on to the next step. Furthermore, just a quick tip, if you're also trying to post to Instagram and you have a page selected, for example, like this page, but it has a little X next to Instagram like this, then that means you can't post to Instagram on that one because it doesn't have an Instagram page connected. But for example, this page right here, we have checked. It also says Instagram checked. So posting to Facebook and Instagram should work, but we're going to go through some of the steps to see for even that page, if it already is connected and still not posting, I'm going to show you what you can do. Now, before we exit out of this page, we're going to click update at the bottom right-hand side just to make sure that this saves so we know that's not the issue that we're dealing with. First thing you can do is navigate to Facebook. Once you are in Facebook, navigate to the actual page that you're posting to. Remember that the Facebook connection to the software does post to a page specifically, not just a profile. So as you can see here, we're logged into our account, but we want to actually log in to our page. So we're going to log into that page right now. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you have a Facebook page that's connected, but the Instagram says an X, I just want to take you here and say, by the way, you can click linked accounts from this page. This is where you can see if your Instagram is connected. As you can see, we've got a connected to page here. So this page is good for Instagram, but if Instagram's maybe not working on our account, we want to connect it, this is where we can do that. But to continue navigating through troubleshooting our Facebook itself, we're going to go back to home, and then we can click professional dashboard on the left-hand side. Keep in mind, Facebook does update their UI often. So some of these buttons may be in different places. Just be on the lookout for the specific settings that we're looking for. The setting that we're trying to get access to is page access. So as you can see in our professional dashboard, we can access page access down here at the bottom left-hand side. This is where you can see all the people that have control over the page. As you can see, I'm right here. We can click on these users, view their information. We can also click manage at the right-hand side in order to manage our information in the Meta Business Suite. Again, this is only going to work for business accounts, which is the account that we should be using whenever we're posting to Facebook. Now at this screen, we can also select business integrations. And once we select this, we can see our connection to Lead Connector. This is where we're going to manage our actual connection to the platform in order to ensure that we are connected to the social planner so we can actually publish posts. Now, if you don't see this connection here at all, go back to the software, go to integrations and reconnect in integrations. If you do see it here and you're still struggling with posting things, we would recommend removing this integration by clicking this button and then clicking remove and then reintegrating. To make sure that this integration is working properly once it's added, you can click view and edit and make sure that it has all of the access to all of these different fields in order to properly post to your page. After scrolling through this list, if one of these is toggled off, be sure to toggle it on and then go ahead and click save. Once you do that, refresh the software and try to repost again. If you've done all this and you're still experiencing some issues, make sure that the content you're posting doesn't go against Facebook guidelines. You can check these at the Facebook website or in the app. Be sure to double check the post itself in the social media planner. Make sure that you're using valid images and that you're not missing any sets of required information, and just double check everything that you're including in the ad. Sometimes you might include some keywords in the description that will get the post flagged, or maybe you're including a URL that isn't actually live published, which can get the post flagged. The last thing you can check is actually in the social planner itself, and this is for expired tokens. As we said in the very beginning of the video, sometimes it will let you know that you need to reconnect your page, which means the token has expired, but we can recommend that you can go to the social planner, click settings, and then you can see all of your social accounts here. And under your Facebook one, we'd recommend validity is getting up there in how many days that it's been valid. Go ahead and delete that connection and then reintegrate in order to reintegrate that social token. If you're still experiencing any difficulties, we'd highly recommend you hop on a support call by clicking that little blue question mark in the right-hand side at the top of your screen in order to raise a ticket, start a chat, or start a Zoom call in order to get help with your issue. As always, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions, refer to the help doc. As always, thank you so much for watching. What's up, high levelers? It's Andrew, and today I'm bringing you an update for LinkedIn posting on the social planner. We now have the ability to post multiple images as a PDF through LinkedIn, and we also have the ability to upload a PDF and post it as an image, so we can do that vice versa. Let me show you exactly how it works. So in the social planner, when we go to create a new post, we can click create new post at the right-hand side, select LinkedIn by scrolling down and selecting our LinkedIn social media account. And this is where things get interesting. So we have two new features. The first one is we can upload images by clicking the image button right here, selecting images from the media library or using AI. And then we can select multiple images just like this. So I'm going to go ahead, select 2 or 3, and now I have my images in the post. As you can see, this is a preview of what it will look like when you post them as images, but at the bottom, we can check this checkbox to post photos as a PDF document, which is really cool. So we can take this and we can now scroll through these images as it were a PDF. It automatically formats it correctly, and this is what it's going to look like whenever it's actually on LinkedIn. We can then give this a PDF title, so we'll call it Andrew's PDF, and then people can scroll through this post, engage with it as if it were a PDF, and it's all going to be formatted correctly right within LinkedIn. This is a really cool way to repurpose content and post it to LinkedIn. If you, let's say, have lots of different images that you want to post, and rather than posting them as the sort of collage that LinkedIn defaults to, you can post them as a carousel using that PDF format that LinkedIn gives us, which is really cool. Now, but let's say we want to go the other direction and we want to post a PDF as images. Well, we can go ahead and click the X on any of these images in order to upload our PDF. And then rather than clicking the image uploader, we're going to click the document uploader right here, this little icon, and this will allow us to upload a PDF from our media storage. So we can select that PDF, give it time to load in. And then now, as you can see, we've got every page of this PDF in our LinkedIn post. We've got all of them right here. You can scroll through them and we can give it a title, but it's going to default to the PDF title that it already has in the media storage. As you can see, we've got our PDF in here that we uploaded as a PDF, but we can also uncheck this box at the bottom that will actually post our PDF as photos, which is also really cool. So this gives us just more control over posting to LinkedIn. It allows us to repurpose our content a little bit better and have more control over what we're posting to the platform. So this is a really awesome way to repurpose your content. I hope you'll get to use this whenever it comes to posting to LinkedIn, and I hope this makes things easier when it comes to managing your social media via the social planner right within HighLevel. If you have any questions about this feature, leave a comment. As always, thank you so much for watching. What's up, high levelers? It's Andrew. I've got another exciting update for the Facebook ad manager. We now have the ability to create carousel ads, which is super exciting, especially when we're creating ads on Facebook and Instagram. Since these are primarily mobile platforms, we want to get as much engagement as possible with our ads, and carousels are a great way to do that so people can swipe through and view our ads on their devices through Facebook and Instagram. So let me show you how it works. Under your sub account in Marketing and Ad Manager, you'll create a campaign just as we always have by either creating one from scratch or using the Ad Manager templates. Now, there are plenty of really awesome templates under the Ad Manager template library, especially for creating just single image ads. But for us, we're going to be creating a carousel, so we are going to start from scratch. Now, when we are in the campaign screen, this is going to look just like normal. The only difference that we're going to do is in the ad content, we are going to add in multiple images or videos. Once you select your basic information like objectives, lead forms or buttons, ad categories, placements, and text, then at the very bottom, we will see media type, and we have either single or carousel. Single can be either a single still image or video, and carousel can be multiple still images or video. So if you select carousel just like this, click upload media. So here we're just going to double click on each file that we're using. So for all 5, and then they will all upload into our campaign just like this. So we've already got a couple. Here's another one. As you can see, they will upload like this. So just select all of your different files and then we'll come back. All right, so we've selected our 5 different pieces of media. These are all going to be videos. And now you can see them all laid out in a carousel as well as in our preview on the right-hand side where we can preview each one of these slides. So we have a ton of functionality here. So let me show you all the different features of using carousels within the ad manager. For one, we can reorder all of these by using this little drag and drop icon on the left-hand side. So we can drag these into the correct order. So headlines is a mandatory field. So as you can see, once you've got a headline, this little icon will disappear. But if you don't have one, then it will let you know that the headline's a mandatory field. So now you can see we've got a headline for each one of our pieces of media. You can also see that headline in our preview on the right-hand side. So that's really cool. It allows you to get more engagement by including different headlines and descriptions for each one of these posts. But if you want, you can also leave it at the same for all of them, so it looks the same as they swipe through. You can go ahead and click on the title of each one of your files. It will compress these. And of course, if you want to upload more media, you can click the upload media button and upload more from your media storage. So for photos, you'll see your photos show up right here on the right-hand side in our preview. But for videos, you can also click the little preview button and it will play the video for each one of your different slides as it goes through, which is really, really cool. So here's an example for a software ad that we've created with a couple of different videos. And at the very end, we have a call to action for them to sign up. It's as simple as that. We can also view this in a preview on our stories and in Reels. These will look very similar as your little carousel. They'll have arrows to swipe through this, which is really, really cool. Once you've selected all the information for your carousel and you've added in any text or pieces of media that you want to use, you can go ahead and click next, head to budget and audience, select your budget, review and publish your campaign just like that. Everything after uploading your media is exactly the same as normal. Again, carousel ads are super helpful for getting more engagement on Facebook and Instagram. And now that we have that integrated within the ad manager itself in HighLevel, this is super exciting. I'm excited to see how you guys use it. So I'm excited to use this. I hope you are too. If you have any questions about creating carousels within the ad manager, leave a comment. As always, thank you so much for watching. What's up, HighLevelers? It's Andrew, and today I'm excited to announce that we can now support Facebook stories in the social planner. This is super exciting. It's going to be a quick feature. Let's dive right in. We all know and love the social planner where we can see all of our different social media profiles, including Facebook. And of course, we can make posts. Well, now we can also make stories for Facebook as well as Instagram. If we go ahead and click create new post, we can see we can select our Facebook. We can also select our Instagram if we want. They're both ran by Meta, so it's sort of the same platform. And we can now see that we can post as a Facebook story, which is super exciting. As you can see, we can also throw in Instagram, select story as well. And then obviously, we're going to have a little bit of a warning. This isn't going to be supporting captions. If you know how stories work, there are no captions. So all you have to do is upload your image or your video. We've got a 1 GB maximum for videos, a minimum of 3 seconds if we're going to be uploading a video. And obviously, please try and upload any images as JPEGs, PNGs, or GIFs. And for videos, the minimum dimension is 540 by 960 pixels. So try and keep things in the right aspect ratios under those maximums, and you'll have no issues posting stories to Facebook and Instagram. And I'm going to do one for you right now. So to show you how simple it is, we're going to upload a quick image. We're going to do a super snazzy business dinner, post on our story. You can see a quick preview of what that's going to look like on Facebook and on Instagram. And then we can go ahead and click post. We can also save it for later, schedule it, send it for approval, or schedule it as a recurring post. So this integrates with the rest of the social planner, just like any of the other features. And you'll be able to use this with yourself or with your team just as easily. So it's an exciting feature. I hope you get to use it as much as I'm going to use it myself. I'm really happy that we finally got this out because I know it's going to get a ton of use. But if you have any questions about this feature specifically or the social planner in general, leave a comment. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hey everybody, it's Andrew. We've got an exciting update for the social planner. We now have the ability to create social media groups. These are going to be groups of different accounts that we have connected on one sub account. So that way we can make posts, we can view posts within specific groups. Let me show you exactly how it works. So in our social planner interface, which we'll find on the sub account level under marketing and social planner, we can see right here where we can see all of our different accounts per usual. If we click this right now, we'll be able to see all of our accounts, and at the top, the little plus button to say new group. If we click this, then we can add in a group name. And then what we can do is add in a subset of all of our accounts to this group specifically. So for this one, let's say we just want to have Facebook and Instagram. We don't want to include any of the other accounts that we have connected. Then we can do that and then click create. Now we can view just this group in terms of all the different content that we've got going in our planner, in our statistics. Rather than viewing all of them, all we can do is click uncheck for all of our other accounts and then check our group one. Then we can see in our planner all of our posts just for that group. If we ever want to reset it, we can go to content or statistics and then go back to planner and it'll reset, or we can just simply check back all the different accounts that we have selected and then we can see everything once more. These groups also come in handy whenever you're creating new posts. So if you click new post, then you'll be able to select the group itself whenever you are selecting your social accounts rather than selecting them individually, which can get very tedious, especially if you have lots of accounts. We can just select our group and bam, we've got Facebook and Instagram ready to post right here. So it's a really cool way to organize our social accounts, especially if we have lots of social media accounts all within the social planner. And of course, if you ever want to modify your groups, you can click the pencil icon right under the group itself, and then you can change the group name, add in new accounts, and so on. As long as you click save changes, then you will be good to go. This is a really cool addition to the social planner. I'm excited for everyone that has lots of social media accounts connected to the social planner to use this, as it's going to help us save a lot of time. If you've got any questions about this, leave a comment. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hey everyone, it's Andrew, and I'm super excited to share with you that the ad manager has now come to Snapshots. That's right, Snapshots are a super powerful way for us to share different elements of different sub accounts with other sub accounts, and now we can share the ad manager, more specifically campaigns, with our snapshots. Let me show you how it works. Here we have a sub account with the ad manager enabled and 3 high performing campaigns that we want to be able to share to other sub accounts via a snapshot. So if we go to the agency view, and then we go to account snapshots, we'll be able to create a new snapshot based off of that sub account. As we create this snapshot, we'll be able to select specific elements, more specifically the campaigns themselves that we want to share within this snapshot. We'll see at the top in our list of assets linked with this sub account under add campaigns are 3 campaigns that will be associated with this snapshot as well as everything else in the sub account. Once we click create, we'll create our snapshot, and then the snapshot is ready to share with other sub accounts. As you can see here, we have our ad campaign snapshot. If we click proceed, then you will see the assets under ad campaigns, our 3 high performing campaigns. When these are selected, these will be loaded into the sub account as we load in the snapshot. As you can see here, all we're going to be uploading are these 3 campaigns. We're going to click proceed, let it upload into the sub account, and I'll show you what it looks like on the sub account level. So just to confirm, we are now in that new sub account that hasn't created any campaigns through the ad manager before. And if we go to marketing and then go to ad manager, since we're already connected with Facebook, this is all in here, but here are our 3 high performing campaigns that uploaded from our snapshot. And if you go into these campaigns, you'll see that all the text, all of the images, all of the targeting is going to be exactly the same as it was in the previous campaign. As you can see, our links, our primary text, our images, all of that, our targeting, everything is included from this campaign. So whenever you have really high performing campaigns, now you have the ability to share them across sub accounts, especially if you're working with a very specific type of clientele, or if you have lots of very similar sub accounts that you are running ads from. This is insanely powerful because now you can essentially share and maybe even sell the power of your own Facebook ad campaigns to your clients and whoever else has access via your snapshot. This is crazy powerful, and I hope you see the opportunities that are available by having the ad manager within Snapshots, because I certainly do. If you have any questions about how this works, then leave a comment. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and today we're talking about custom audiences within the Facebook Ad Manager right within HighLevel. We're going to be talking about custom audiences and lookalike audiences, how you can create them and utilize them within your campaigns within the Ad Manager. I'm super excited, so let's dive right in. In today's video, we're going to be in the marketing section right underneath the Ad Manager on the sub account level, and we are going to be in settings looking at our audiences for the ad manager. If you click this right on the right hand side, you can see all of your audiences imported from Facebook if you've created Facebook audiences before. And then we're also going to be going over how you can create new lookalike audiences and custom audiences. I'm super excited, but let's talk about the difference between a lookalike audience and a custom audience first. Now, when you're running Facebook ads, you really have 3 different types of audiences that you can run your ads to. The first type is just a basic audience that has no specific parameters around it. Maybe it's saying the age range is 18 to 65, targeting to demographics like men or women, or just inputting a little bit of location. Sure, you can save these audiences sometimes, but you can sometimes just create an audience for just that campaign that's not very specific, and that is a brand new audience that's going to send it out to mostly anyone and everyone on Facebook. If you're trying to bring awareness to something and you really have no idea who you're actually trying to market to, then those types of audiences are great, but we're not going to be talking about those in this video. Today, we're going to be talking about custom and lookalike audiences, which are really going to be able to give you the ability to better reach your target audience using Facebook ads. Now, a custom audience is an audience that you can create that specifically has interest in your business, whether they are engaging on your website, on your Facebook page, through lead forms. You can select to market specifically to people that have interacted with your business before. This gives you higher conversion rates and allows you to interact with people that actually have interest in what you're providing through your ads. These custom audiences can give you really detailed targeting and really allow you to hone in on your specific type of customer. Lookalike audiences will allow you to take your existing customer base or existing customer interactions and then look for a new audience that is similar to the one you have currently, hence lookalike. This will allow you to reach a new demographic of new people that haven't seen your ads before, but ones that fit the same type of demographic and the same type of targeting that your custom audiences already do. Both of these have their time and place, and both can be really powerful tools when it comes to marketing using Facebook ads. Now I'm going to show you how you can use both of them within the HighLevel platform. Firstly, you're going to see a couple of audiences here that I've already imported from Facebook. These are custom audiences that we made not within HighLevel. So if you have created ads before and you want to run ads to these audiences, you absolutely can. But if we're going to create new audiences, then we're going to do that through the blue button at the top right-hand side. Let's dive into a custom audience first. Whenever we go to create custom audience, we'll be able to connect with people who have already shown interest in our business or product through a website source, a Facebook page source, or a lead form. We soon will have the ability to use customer lists, which are super powerful because then we can really hone in on exactly who we're targeting. But for now, we're going to use a lead form, website, or a Facebook page. Obviously, if you're going to use one of these 3 sources, use the one that you've already gotten a lot of interaction on. So I, for example, haven't ran lots of lead form ads, so I'm not going to exactly want to use that for my custom audiences. However, I do have multiple website visitors that are going to my website and ones that are going to my Facebook page, so either of these are going to work great for me. It really just depends on what works best for your business. So let's save Facebook page for now, and then we're going to click next. Now we'll be able to see which Facebook page we're going to use for this custom source. We'll be able to select any of the Facebook pages that we've already added to the pages section within the ad manager, and we're going to go ahead and use our main page. Then we're going to specify what events we want these users to have taken place within this page. We can say things like users who currently like or follow our page, everyone who is engaged with our page at all, anyone who visited the page, or people who have engaged with posts or ads. We can also ask for people who have engaged with call to action buttons, users who have sent us messages, and users who have saved any posts. So you can get really detailed with all of these settings, and I'm super excited to use all of these within HighLevel's Facebook Ad Manager. Let's say we're going to run this ad to users who are currently just liking or following the page. We can click that and select that as our event. And then we can include more people who maybe fit another criteria. So let's say people that are engaging with the same page, but maybe ones who actually saved posts from this page. Now we can do this again and again, including more people that fit more criteria, but keep in mind the more criteria you add, the smaller that audience is going to get. Additionally, you can exclude people from specific actions. So maybe we want to exclude people that have, let's say, engaged with any of our posts or ads. This can be really useful if you're trying to target specifically new people that haven't seen your ads before but still follow your page, so you can get really detailed with all of this targeting. Additionally, on all these sections, we have audience retention. This is simply the number of days that users will remain in the audience after they engage with your content. So for example, if we set this only to 30 days, then people who engaged with any post or ad before the last 30 days will not be included in this group. Now, after you've put in all of your criteria, make sure you specify to include users who meet any or all of the following criteria. This will change this essentially from if and statements to if or statements, if you get that. Once we've determined exactly what users we want to fit this criteria and be included in this audience, we can give this audience a name as well as a description, and then we can click create audience. Once we do that, we'll get a notification that our audience has been created, and then we'll see our audience right within the audience section and let us know what the status is of this audience. Now, it typically will take anywhere from 1 to 6 hours for custom audiences to populate, so give it some time. Try not to create an audience right before you run an ad. This status will change between populating, ready, and audience not created if there were any issues with that specific audience. And creating custom audiences is as easy as that. Now, let me show you how you can create a lookalike audience. We're going to be at the same button in the right-hand side. We're going to click create new audience and then lookalike audience. Now, as we said before, lookalike audiences are creating a new audience based off of an old one. So if a custom audience is creating an audience based on people who have already engaged with our business, those people fit a specific demographic and specific sets of targeting that we can apply to a new lookalike audience. So we can reach more people that are more likely to interact with our business because they are similar to the people who have already interacted with our business before. Lookalike audiences are super powerful, and I personally am a huge fan of using them within Facebook ads. So let's dive right into this. Now, obviously, lookalike audiences are going to have a data source just like custom audiences, but this is going to be typically an existing audience or a page. For example, if we use an existing audience, then we can select between our custom audiences and we can select which audience we want to base our lookalike off of. For example, the one that we just created, we can use that as our data source. And then what this is going to do is create a new audience that is similar to this one, but doesn't include any of the people who were already included in that first audience. We could also create a lookalike audience based off of pages. So if we want to create this based off of our Facebook page, then what this is going to do is create a lookalike audience that is similar to the people who have already interacted and followed our current Facebook page. So for example, if we have a fitness page and it typically attracts lots of people who are interested in fitness, then a lookalike audience that is based on our fitness page is going to create an audience that is going to look for people who are also interested in fitness but haven't yet engaged with our page. So obviously, any ads that we run to this group of people is going to be performing really highly because it's similar to the people who have already interacted with this business. We can then give our audience a name and then also add in a geographic location. For me, I'm in the United States, so I'm going to click this, and then we will be set up to specifically target people who look like followers that are in the US, my followers that are currently following my page. Now, you might be asking, with a lookalike audience, how do we determine what types of demographics we're going to be targeting within our group? For example, I might have people following my page that are friends and family that aren't interested in business stuff, but I'll also have a demographic of people who are interested in business stuff. Well, that's what our audience size is going to be for. This metric has a little note at the bottom that says a 0 to 1% lookalike audience range includes people who closely match your defined audience source. So let's say we increase this from 0 to 10%. Well, now this is going to be creating a lookalike audience based on 10% of my audience that I am using as my data source. AKA, it's going to be looking at more people that are following my page, which is going to give us a broader lookalike audience. Keep in mind with your audience size, you will only be able to adjust this first percentage between 0 and 9 and the second one between 0 and 10. We obviously can't create a lookalike audience based off of our entire audience, since sometimes with larger Facebook pages, you could end up with creating an audience of millions of people. You can play around with these numbers to see which one gives you the best result in terms of targeting the right people within your audience. But for me, I found that staying somewhere in the middle usually works pretty well. So anywhere from 0 to 5%, maybe 2 to 8%. Just make sure you test it a couple times to see what works best for your lookalike audience. Now, once we've filled out all this information, we can click create audience, and this will create our lookalike audience. After that, we'll get a notification that our lookalike audience has begun its creation process, and it's going to again say populating until it says ready and you are good to go. Another pro tip, if you're going to create a lookalike audience based on a custom audience that you also made within HighLevel, let the custom audience finish populating and be ready, and then create the lookalike audience. That way you don't come into any issues where both audiences are trying to create them at the same time and they're kind of competing for what customer list they're going to be using as a data source. Now, once you've got your audiences and they say ready, then you'll be able to use them within your campaigns, which, as we've talked about before, you'll see right on this main screen where we can click create campaign and then add in our audience at the audience section. Again, here we are in a new campaign. In step 2 in budget and audience, if we scroll down, we'll see our basic audience controls, which we talked about as the first type of audience of the 3. But then at the bottom, we'll see our intended audience, and we can select our lookalike audience or our retargeting for those custom audiences that we already have created. So remember, as we talked about with the 3 different types, target interests right here is going to be your first type. That's going to be a basic audience with interests that are specific just for this campaign, where we can select basic interests, languages, age ranges, and genders. Lookalike audiences right here is where we're going to be able to select that lookalike audience that we just created. As you can see, we can click this and then select our lookalike audience that we just created within HighLevel. And if we want to use our custom audience, then we can go to retargeting, click create new or select retargeting audience, and then select our audience 1. That is that custom audience we just created. Once we've selected the audience that we want to use, then we can click next and finish the campaign creation process. Keep in mind, you can use multiple audiences within the Facebook Ad Manager interface. We can use, for example, interests along with a lookalike audience, along with a custom audience. Just be careful you're not using too many, so that way your audience doesn't get too small. And last thing to note, if you do want to make any edits to a lookalike or a custom audience that you've made within HighLevel, you will have to click the 3 dots on the right-hand side, and then all we can edit is the name or the description. Since each one of these audiences is custom and does have to populate, if you want to edit anything like what the audience actually includes within it, you'll have to create a new audience under lookalike or custom. So I would highly recommend you include in your titles and descriptions accurate descriptions to what you're actually including in your audience. For example, we have here audience 1.2, recent profile engagement. I know exactly what's in this custom audience, so I can use this in the future, and that way there's no confusion around what my audience actually includes. So I won't have to be worried about what's actually included in my audience. These custom and lookalike audiences are insanely powerful within the ad manager, and I hope you get to use them because they're seriously going to transform your Facebook marketing within HighLevel. If you have any questions about how to create your own audiences or the ad manager in general, leave a comment, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and I'm incredibly excited to bring into HighLevel one of my favorite releases of this year, the Facebook Ad Manager. Packed with your own template library, generative AI, comprehensive reporting, and one of the best ad user interfaces out there, this is one of the most valuable features that you can use and resell as a HighLevel agency owner. So let me show you exactly how to get started. In order to get started, we are going to be on the agency level and go under reselling, where we'll be able to see at the bottom of the screen, ad manager reselling. Now you're going to see on this screen that we have 2 different options for our ad manager service. We have the default ad manager, which is perfect for business owners whose ads are currently not being managed within a Meta Business Manager. And then we have the connect your own business manager, which is great for people who already have an ad account set up within Facebook's Meta platform. Now, the ad manager itself within HighLevel's platform that's going to allow you to create campaigns and run ads on Facebook is not going to change depending on which plan you select. These 2 plans are essentially your methods of payment for yourself and for your sub-accounts. With the default ad manager, you can add between a 0 and 15% markup on the ad spend budget, and then HighLevel will charge 10% of the remaining ad spend after your markup. For example, let's say you set up your account with the default ad manager, and a user on a sub-account sets up an ad with an $800 monthly spend. After they create and publish that campaign, HighLevel will receive 10% of that $800, and then you as an agency owner will receive whatever your set markup is between 0 and 15%. Then the remaining balance is what will be put towards ads. Think of this more of a pay-as-you-go sort of plan. On the other hand, the Connect Your Own Business Manager will allow you to pay a flat price of either $97 a month or $970 a year to HighLevel for unlimited campaigns across all sub-accounts. Now, depending on the volume that you are running through your ads in terms of sub-accounts and actual monthly spend, if you're running less ads, then the default ad manager is probably going to be better for you. And if you're running more, then the Connect Your Own is probably going to be a better option that's going to be more effective and profitable for you and your clients. Keep in mind that this is a one-time action, and after you check this checkbox and click save, then you will be good to go. Now, after you've selected one of the two plans as an agency owner, keep in mind that the ad manager will now show up by default across all of your different sub-accounts. If you want to turn these off, then you can turn these off in sub-account settings. So our sub-accounts now have access to the Facebook ad manager's feature, and we'll see this under marketing and then ad manager in any of our sub-accounts. We're starting here with a blank account that hasn't had a Facebook page connected, but if you already have one connected via the social planner or via integrations, then you will see it show up on this page over here under ad manager. What we want to do is click connect Facebook and then go through the process of connecting our Facebook page. And then you can select the ad account specifically that you're going to be using with the ad manager. You can then select the Facebook page that you're going to be using and click connect on the right-hand side. Once our Facebook page is added, we can click get started and create our very first campaign. As soon as you're dropped into this interface, you're going to immediately notice that everything is a lot more straightforward, a lot more user-friendly when compared to Facebook's platform. This makes setting up campaigns for you and your clients infinitely easier than it would be for them to go off and do it on their own. So if you're familiar with Facebook ads, then you'll see a lot of different functionality that you're probably used to within Facebook. But if you're not familiar to it, then all of this is really intuitive and still will make a lot of sense. We can select two different options for our objective, either lead generation or website traffic. Keep in mind, lead generation is going to be using Facebook lead forms. If you don't have one created, that's totally fine. You can create one right from this screen by clicking create Facebook form. Now, this is different from forms and surveys within HighLevel because these forms are going to be native to Facebook's platform. That way, whenever somebody sees your ad, they're not having to go off to a separate screen in order to give you their contact details. They get to do all of it within Facebook, which increases conversions. When you're creating your form, HighLevel has lots of pre-built assets from anything like the form type to the greetings, questions, what questions you're going to be asking within your form itself, and it makes it really intuitive to actually adjust your form to your specific business needs. You can also adjust your call to actions with your buttons from learn more, shop now, and lots of different things. Now, after you select your objective and adjust certain details like the ad categories, then you can move on to placements. Placements can either be auto or manual. If you want to make an ad that's specifically to be made on stories, reels, in-feed posts, maybe because it's a specific size that looks best in those placements, then I would recommend you use manual. But if you're making an ad that's going to look good no matter where it is, then auto is going to be perfect for you. Now, under text and media, this is where you can add in your primary text, which is going to be the text here at the top of your ad, your headline, which is going to be seen down here, and the description, which is going to be down here. You can also add in your media being photos or videos. Currently, we support single photos or single videos, and carousels will be coming soon. Now, when you upload your photo or video, you'll be able to see your media right here on the right-hand side where you can delete it if you would like to. And you can also see a preview on the right for feeds, stories, and reels for exactly what your ad's going to look like. Then when you click next, you will see the next step, which is where you're going to be determining your budget and audience. Currently, there is a budget cap of $3,500. And of course, make sure whatever amount you put in here, you are prepared to pay and be charged to the card on file that we are going to get to in a second. We can also adjust the budget between daily and lifetime. If we set it to lifetime, then we will see exactly how long the campaign will last. So let's say we want to make it last a week, and then we can set it up just like that. Under your budget, you'll see your audience controls where you can add in geographic locations. For example, if you're running local business ads, then make sure you're adding in things like the city around the business that you're going to be running the ad for. And then also we can adjust things like interests and demographics at the bottom under intended audience. Now make sure you look into local and federal laws for whatever business you're running these ads for. Some business types don't allow specific types of targeting and things like that. So make sure you look that up before you put in target interests or demographics. Feel free to look around in the interest dropdown where you can see all the different types of interests that customers can have. For example, these are typically things that they're searching up or things that fall on their feed pretty often. Lookalike audiences are only for if you've already ran ads previously or if you have a current customer list that you can create an audience off of. So for most people, this is going to be a little bit more on the advanced side. And then retargeting is also going to be for people who have already ran ads and it's going to retarget back to people that have shown interest in your business. Now, after you've determined the details via the interest dropdown, your language dropdown, gender, and your age range, then we are going to move on to the next step, which is going to be reviewing and publishing your campaign. On this screen, you're going to see all of your ad content, which you can even edit right here just in case something is messed up. You can also see your audience, your budget, all the different details that we just put in, all will be on this screen, as well as a beautiful preview of your ad itself. Before you hit publish, you'll notice a notification at the bottom of the screen that says after publishing campaign, create conversion API workflow to send leads to AdPixel. This is going to be a little bit of extra work that's necessary to get these ads running properly, but I promise you it's super simple. So let me show you exactly how that works. Now, once you have your pixel created from either before on Facebook or through HighLevel's platform, we are going to head over to workflows. Our first step is to create a new workflow from scratch. Then we are going to add a trigger for a Facebook form submission, which we're going to see right here under events. And then we are going to add our Facebook conversion API action, which you will see if you look up API. For this purpose, we're going to click Ad Manager since we're doing this under the Ad Manager, and you'll see Pixel ID is right there. And you'll see a drop down for our Pixel ID where we can click the pixel that we are using. Now, if we were trying to create a conversion API using this workflow without using HighLevel's Ad Manager, we would have to go through the steps of getting all of the pixel information, things like the access token, the ID, the value from Facebook, and then putting it into this workflow, which is a lot more steps for you and your customers. This is just another one of the ways that this feature makes it way easier to run Facebook ads on your platform and makes it a huge value add for you and your clients. You can set the value to whatever you'd like. So we're just going to say 10, and then we're going to click Save Action. Once this is set up, you can turn it from draft to publish and click Save. And now your conversion API is going to be set up so that way all the information from your Facebook ads will be sent back to the system so you can track your leads better, which means that now you can see reports on Facebook ads through HighLevel. You can create posts on Facebook through HighLevel, and you can create and run and manage your ads through HighLevel, which means you and all of your clients don't have to go to any other platform besides HighLevel in order to get all the value out of Facebook that you can. And if you're running a business where your focus is giving your clients a great experience, allowing them to run their businesses effectively using your software and effectively market their business to the rest of the world without having to mess with softwares like Facebook that can potentially bring lots of headaches, I'm sure you see just how much value this feature brings to HighLevel as a platform and you as an agency owner. But in addition to the Facebook ad reporting that you see on this screen, you also will be able to see a summary of your ads back in the Ad Manager at this overview screen. You'll be able to see your 3 most important metrics, which are cost per click, reach, and spend, so you can see how your Facebook ads are doing right at a glance. With all of this in mind, I'm incredibly excited to bring this to you. So go into your agency account, select a plan, and get this out to your clients as soon as possible. It's going to make a huge difference for yourself and for all of your sub accounts. As always, if you have any questions about this feature, leave a comment on this video, and thank you so much for watching. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Andrew, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use one of the most highly requested HighLevel features that is officially out, which is the ability to post YouTube videos and YouTube shorts. I am super pumped to show you how this works, so let's dive right in. So of course, this is going to be integrated right within the social planner. We don't even have to head to settings. All we have to do is click the account settings right here, where we can click add account, and then we can select YouTube right over here on the right-hand side. Then it'll allow you to sign in with Google, in which you can use the Google account that is associated with your YouTube account. And then you need to check the checkboxes to allow Lead Connector to access your YouTube videos. Once you click continue, you can move forward, and then you will be good to go. Once you click continue, you can move forward and it'll take you back to your sub account, which it will bring up all the different channels that you have under that Google account. This is my channel right here, so we can go ahead and click add. Once you do that, it'll say it's connected, and then you can X out of this screen. As you can see, we've now got our 6 connected socials. We can see our 1 more right here, and that is our YouTube channel. So let's dive right into posting. If we want to post on a YouTube channel, it's going to be very similar to posting on other platforms like we've been able to in the past on HighLevel. We just click new post at the top right hand side. We're going to click create new post. Then we're going to select the social account, which is YouTube right here. And then it'll bring up all of the different content that we can upload right here. Now keep in mind, this really is designed for shorter videos like YouTube Shorts. So there is a 1 GB limit on media that we upload here. Also at the bottom of the screen where we are uploading our content, you can see that the image section is blurred out because obviously you can't upload images to YouTube, but the video icon is right here. And we can click that and upload straight from our media storage, whatever we want to upload to YouTube. For example, we've selected this little quote short. This is going to upload as a YouTube short. We can type in our description here. This can be as long as you would like, up to the character limit. And then underneath, we can designate what the title are and if this is going to be a YouTube video or a YouTube short. This is in vertical format, 9:16. So this is going to be a short. Keep in mind, if you do try and upload a short and the video that you've uploaded is not in 9:16, then it will not upload. Once we've designated this as a short, it gives us a little bit of a preview of what this is going to look like in YouTube, which is accurate. Then we're going to add in a title for this quote reel, for this quote video, and then we can designate at the bottom if it's going to be public, private, or unlisted. We also can add in our follow-up comments, which is a really great feature that I've been utilizing a lot across the other platforms that HighLevel gives us. And then we also have the ability to choose categories and add tags in the advanced options below. Now, after we have modified all of those different settings, we can do a couple of things. We can either save this for later, which is not going to post it at all. We can also schedule this post, send it for approval. So if you are not the admin of the account, then you can send this to approval to the admin. We can also schedule this as a recurring post, which is a really cool feature, delete it, or of course, post it right now, which is what we are going to do. Once you do that, it will go through the process of sending this from HighLevel to YouTube through this amazing integration, which we've all been waiting for, and that will officially make that post live on YouTube. So over in our YouTube channel, we went ahead and went to our videos and our shorts about 30 seconds later, and that video is already populated. All it's doing now is processing up to HD, but once it's done, then it will be live on YouTube. A couple of other things to note within the editor itself, you can of course select thumbnails as you've always been able to on other platforms. If you just click the icon for the media right here, you can either upload a custom thumbnail or select a frame from the video, and that is available for shorts and for videos. We have that functionality for both. Also, whenever you are creating shorts, it will automatically add the hashtag shorts in the title. You cannot remove that because that is kind of how YouTube uploads shorts. Every single video has that little tag in it. And also for thumbnails, keep in mind that thumbnails can be up to 2 megabytes. And of course, content can be up to 1 gigabyte, as we said earlier, just to remind you. And obviously for any of your YouTube posts that you are going to make, you can only make them as a post, not as a story or a reel, because those apply exclusively to platforms like Facebook and Instagram. There are a ton of people that have requested this feature, and I'm personally super excited that it is finally here for HighLevel. I'm super pumped to get started using this, and I hope you are too. If you have any questions about how this works, then leave a comment. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Hey everybody, it's Andrew. We've got a quick update for the blog feature of HighLevel. We now have the ability to support section templates, global sections, as well as some additional buttons and functionality within the blogs themselves. If you go to the sites and then blog section right within your sub accounts, then we can open up our brand new blog, go to edit blog site. And then when we go here, we're going to see a lot of new functionality that is really going to make editing our blogs a lot easier. So if we check out this blog template page right here, we can click add element on the left-hand side and we will see a couple of new things. One, global sections are available finally, which is great. So now we can take sections like headers, footers, and save them as global sections. Now, what if we don't have a header or footer for this brand new blog? Well, we also have section templates, which is fantastic because these are going to carry over from sites and funnels. So you can see lots of different templates are already in here from some other sites that are in this sub account. So for example, if we want to drop in a footer, let's drop this in right here. Then we now have this footer that we built as a template on another one of our sites. So it's going to make it a lot easier to brand our blogs to look identical to our regular sites within sites and funnels. And then additionally, now that we have global sections available, we can take this footer, save it as a global section right here, and it will be as easy as that. Again, we didn't have this functionality in the blogs before, so it was kind of difficult to actually build blogs that looked identical to our sites and funnels. And now since this is here, it's going to make blogging a lot easier on the HighLevel platform. Outside of that, we also have some new themes for buttons, social media icons, images, and the progress bar for our sites. Button sort of templates that HighLevel has built for us that we can add into our site as elements wherever we would like. And it makes it a lot easier to customize some of these things within our blogs. We also have these same sort of templates for social media icons. This feature was not available for blogs before, and now it is, which is great. So we can pick from any of these and throw them into our blog. And then we also have the same sort of thing for images. So we have different images, different themes that include borders, shadows, shapes, things like that we can use as templates when it comes to adding in these elements within our blogs. And then lastly, we have our progress bars, which we can edit. So we have all of these different awesome themes that are available through HighLevel that we can throw on our site just like that. And it's easy as that. And of course, when you're done with all this, make sure you save. And remember, we are editing this within the blog section. So we are in sites, blogs, edit blog site. That's where we're making those adjustments because this is going to be specifically for blog related websites, not necessarily the regular funnels and websites that we were messing with earlier. If you haven't created a blog yet, it's as easy as going to the blog section, clicking new, and then setting up your blog with a title, domain, and meta description. Once you do that, you can edit your blog pages and start making blog posts to help your company rank better or share information with your audience or anything like that. It's a super cool feature. I'm glad we've got some of these improvements. If you have any questions about how these improvements work, leave a comment, and thank you for watching. Hey everybody, Andrew here. Hope you're having a great day. If you've used HighLevel, you know how awesome the social planner is. Well, now we are making it even better. If you head to it, you can check out in settings. We now have the ability to turn on and off notifications for things relating to the social planner, especially some more niche ones that maybe haven't been active beforehand. So if you head to the social planner settings right here, you can check out all of these awesome notifications that we can turn on or off, as well as edit any of the templates. We can turn on or off account pre-expiry. So this is going to give you a notification before an account expires, so you can reset the token. You can also turn on notifications for account being expired, so that's after it's been expired. Requests for post approval, those are ones that we've had before. Approved posts, rejected posts, and post failed. All of these have their own templates that have already been set up. As you can see, default template is set up right here. And if you click on any of these notifications, you can select which email template you would like to use for this social planner notification. So right here, we have the default template. That is the one that HighLevel has created for us. You can also include new users in this little screen. So if we click that plus button right here, we can click any of our other team members to be notified whenever a token is about to be expired or any of the other notifications. And we can also change how often these users are going to be reminded. So once in one day is usually fine. And whenever you're done making any of these changes, you can click Save Changes. It'll show you right here which users are going to be notified on this little tab, as well as the frequency. And when you want to turn these on, you can of course flick on these toggle switches. It is easy as that. And of course, if you haven't assigned a user already, then you'll need to assign a user whenever you click that toggle switch, and then you can turn it on. So for any of these new ones, let's say I want to get email notifications for when a post has been approved, I'm going to turn on this toggle switch, and then this one's going to turn on because this is set up to automatically send it to the creator. So some of these don't have users, you can add on them. So these are all really handy. So I'm going to turn all of them on for myself. You might be wondering, what do these email templates actually look like before they send them out? So if you want to see these actual email templates, you're going to be in emails and then templates, still in the marketing section. And then if you click create new at the top right-hand side, and then you can see email marketing templates. If you click that, then you'll be able to see all of the regular templates as if you're going to create an email, but right under system templates is where these are going to be found. So you can see all of the regular emails that we've used before for any internal notifications. And then at the bottom, we can see all of these brand new default templates that are set up for these notifications. And we can click the preview button to actually view what they look like. So this one is a scheduled post has failed. So if you want, you can create new email templates in here and then reassign them to those notifications, or you can just edit the templates themselves. So if we click the post failed notification, then we click continue, this is going to take us to the template itself. And then we can make any edits or adjustments to maybe brand it a little bit. If we have a larger company, we can add in some more information like different clients or different team member names and things like that. So again, if we want to turn on these notifications, again, we are just in marketing, social planner, and then settings at the top right-hand side where we can click that and we can go to notifications right there to turn on or off or edit the templates on any of these. So like I said, I was editing the template for post failed. If we click edit right there, then we can select a new template like this. We can see the preview and then save any of those changes to actually use that new template with that notification. This is super cool. It's going to make it a lot easier to manage multiple people across your social media accounts if you are using the social planner. So I'm looking forward to seeing further improvements to this and seeing how you guys use this yourself. If you have any questions about how this works, leave a comment, and thank you for watching. Hey everybody, Andrew here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can use the Facebook Conversions API within workflows right within HighLevel. This will allow you to track conversions that come from Facebook and that happen on your HighLevel websites by using Facebook's Direct Conversions API along with a workflow within HighLevel. Now this is really important because in the early days of Facebook advertising, companies were able to track user data such as conversions, names, IP addresses, and such on their own websites whenever they came from Facebook ads, which gave a lot of companies a lot of control over their marketing efforts. But after a while, Apple caught onto this and users ended up not really liking that amount of data to be shared with Facebook. So with the iOS 14 update, users could now opt in order to be tracked or opt out. And as you can guess, most users opt out of tracking from Facebook. This made direct marketing really difficult for advertisers through Facebook ads, but luckily using the Facebook Conversions API gateway, we can now track conversions without having to ask for users' cookie data, and we can still get really accurate data from our marketing efforts. If you're running Facebook ads and using HighLevel, this is a great way to get started, and it will allow you to have a lot more control over your conversions and your data. So let's dive right in. Now to get started, we're going to go to business.facebook.com. This is our Meta Business Suite, and then we're going to click All Tools on the bottom left-hand side. Once we get here, we're going to click the Events Manager. This is going to be where we can manage all of our conversions in our API gateways. And then this is going to take us to this screen. Now, once we're here, you'll be able to see your ad account ID, any alerts on your account, and then you'll see data sources on the left-hand side. Go ahead and click that. I know most people already have their pixels set up, but I know what it feels like to be confused about how to set up your pixels on your site. So I'm going to show you just real quick. If you simply click copy code and then paste it into the header of your website, then you'll be able to install the Facebook pixel onto your site. This is essentially what allows Facebook to read events on your site. If you go back to your site in HighLevel and then paste it in header tracking, then you can save and then you'll be good to go. Back in the Events Manager, if you click continue, then it'll take you to the next screen. This is where you can select all of the information that you wanted to send back to Facebook. Then you can open up the event setup tool, which is going to allow you to basically dictate exactly what events qualify as conversions. Here you'll input the website URL, and then it'll take you to the website and let you go through this entire process where you can actually select buttons and track exactly what those buttons count as far as conversions. So you can tie certain buttons to add to cart conversions or view content conversions or anything like that. This entire process is really up to you. You can set this up however you would like. I just set up a couple of actions right here just for our Conversions API gateway to function properly. And once you do all of that, you can go ahead and finish the process, head back to Facebook and X out of this screen. Then you can click Go to Pixel Overview, which will take you back to the screen where now you can get ready to use the API gateway with a workflow in HighLevel. Once you're back here, what you want to do is go to Settings. And then once we're here, we're going to pick up a couple pieces of data that we will need for the workflows. The first one is the access token. We're going to scroll down to Conversions API. You'll see all of this stuff saying set up with Conversions API gateway and existing gateways. Don't worry about any of that except for the part that says set up direct integration. Just simply click generate access token and you'll be good to go. Once that pops up, copy that to a clipboard and then save that in a document somewhere. Then we're going to grab one more piece of information, which we're going to do by scrolling back up, and we'll be able to see the dataset ID, which is technically also our pixel ID, and we can copy that and also save that in another document. Now, once we have those two pieces of data, we're going to go into a new workflow, and there's only two parts that you really need to know in order to make this conversions API work properly. The first one is the trigger itself. There's only a couple of triggers that will work with the conversions API workflow, and those triggers are form submitted, survey submitted, appointment status or customer booked appointment, so any of the appointment related triggers, and then any of the order related triggers, such as order form submission, order placed, or order submitted. We're going to use form submitted, and we're going to select it as an opt-in form that we have set up on our site, that we have our pixel set up on. And then once you have that trigger, all you need to do is use the Facebook conversion API action. You'll find it by searching up Facebook and then click conversion API. Now, once you have this action open, we're going to go ahead and paste that access token. That's the big long piece of text that we copied first. And then we're going to grab that pixel ID, which is also the dataset ID, and paste that into there. Then we can select which Facebook event we want to use. Keep in mind the event name is the name of the event that you set up within the event manager earlier. So for this example, we're just going to use add to cart. And then you can also tie a value to it if you would like as well. At the bottom, you'll also see a test code. So you can put in a test code if you would like to test this a couple times and make sure that your conversions gateway is working. This test code you will find back in our pixel settings at test events. Just click confirm servers are set up correctly, and you'll see that test code right there. And then you can copy that and throw that into the workflow if you would like to use this as a test rather than setting it live. Once you've done that, you can save your action, save the workflow, turn it to publish, and you will be good to go. Feel free to play around within Facebook with all of the different events that you can set up on your site, such as add to carts, view contents, filling out forms, things like that, so you can better track user data as they come through. You can also use this to create more in-depth workflows to send out notifications to team members or yourself whenever people place orders or request more information about your product within HighLevel. If you have any questions about how to set up Facebook tracking within the Conversions API gateway or setting up the workflow actions within HighLevel, then just leave a comment. And as always, I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching. Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Andrew, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can launch automations and engage with leads off of Facebook and Instagram comments. This is a feature I'm incredibly excited to use and is super useful when it comes to growing your business. We all know how important social media is, and using comments is an easy way to capture leads, engage with them one-on-one, and make more sales. So let me show you exactly how it works. Now, before we dive right in, make sure in your sub account you go to settings and then integrations, and then go ahead and go to Facebook and Instagram and make sure that you're connected. I'm going to disconnect real quick. You can do so by just clicking the connect button if you're not connected already. Then you'll see this little drop down where you can select the Facebook page that you have. Make sure you pick a Facebook business page that your Instagram is connected to. If you don't know how to make sure of that, go to business.facebook.com and you'll see right on your homepage a Facebook icon and an Instagram icon. If the Instagram icon is blurred out, you'll see a little connect Instagram button. Go ahead and click that, make sure the two are connected, and then connect to the Facebook page that your Instagram is connected to. After that, you can click connect and you can make sure that you're all set up properly. Now to start using these automations, you guessed it, go ahead and go to automations and then open up a new workflow where you can build your Instagram or Facebook automation. If you want to get started super fast, HighLevel has actually already created a recipe. So if you go ahead and click the recipe button, you will see Facebook comment automation right here, and you can go ahead and select that and create a brand new workflow. Now, all automations that you're going to be launching off of comments from Instagram or Facebook are going to have two parts. You're going to have your triggers and then your action, which can be an Instagram interactive messenger or your reply and comments action. You can see in the recipe here that HighLevel sets up for us, we already have the Facebook comment on a post trigger. If you want to find these triggers, go ahead and click add new trigger and then scroll down to the very bottom where you can see Facebook and Instagram events. Here's where we get that trigger. Now we have a few different parameters here that I want to explain thoroughly, so stay with me for this part. The first parameter is the page that you're launching it off of, and you should only have one of these, so that's easy. Now once you do that, it's automatically going to drop in the post type and post is filters. The post type is just letting you know that you're going to be using a published post, and for Facebook group posts, you're going to be using the custom value. After this, you have this specific post selector, which will allow you to pick the exact post that you want to launch this automation off of. Here you'll see a list of all the posts that you've posted on Facebook or Instagram, depending on which trigger you're on. Here we can select our most recent post, and now this trigger is set up to launch this workflow off of any comments on this specific post. Now you might be asking, can I make an automation that launches off of any post with just one trigger? And yes, you absolutely can. If all you do is delete the post is, then this will now launch off of any post you create. Now, for most circumstances, you're going to want to use a keyword whenever you're launching these automations, especially if you're delivering something to a user, because you may get a lot of spam comments or not want to message all of those people if they're not qualified. Something I'll do that works pretty well. In order to do this, you'll want to add a filter and then go ahead and do contains phrase or exact match. Now, since you're probably going to be using keywords, I want you to be careful whenever you're using these two different fields. For example, if we use contains phrase and we say something like demo is our phrase, then anytime somebody comments the word demo, obviously it's going to launch. but it's also going to launch if somebody comments the word demo along with something else. Now, this can be a pro or con depending on your use case. For example, if you use the contains phrase filter, then if somebody comments your keyword plus some exclamation marks, or along with any other words like can I have a demo, then it will still launch, which is great. It's very common for people on social media to not follow the rules exactly and not just comment the keyword. Sometimes they'll comment the keyword with exclamation points or emojis, or maybe they'll say it within a sentence. In these cases, you would want your automation to launch. But however, in other cases, if you're using a word that is very commonly used, like let's say the word course, then you run the risk of people typing out random comments that don't want to receive the DM, and they will still receive it anyway because you're using the contains phrase filter. To mitigate this risk, you can use the exact match filter. In this case, whatever they comment has to be exactly what you put into this box. So if you put in demo, so if you get comments of people that say, I want a demo, or they put demo with exclamation points, then they will not receive the DM. So when it comes to which filter you want to use your best discretion and pick the one that you think your audience is going to fit into the most. If you're working with lots of people that are used to these types of automations, then exact match may be perfect. If you're working with people that maybe are more likely to type additional characters, then maybe a contains phrase will be best for you. And make sure that the automations you set up are set up for them. Either way, be sure to test it with your audience and see what works best for you. Now that you know how this trigger works, I'll show you the Instagram version, which is exactly the same. If you just look up Instagram comments on a post, it'll ask you for the same filters of selecting a page, which post type you want to have. And again, if you would like to make it only launch on a specific post, you can do that. Or if you want to launch on all posts across your account, you can delete that and set up a keyword. Now, there is a case where you may want this automation to launch off of any comment without any keywords, but I'll show you that in a second. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Now that you understand how the triggers work, let me show you the interactive messenger new action. We'll have one for Facebook Interactive Messenger, and then we'll have one for Instagram Interactive Messenger. They both operate about the same. Keep in mind, if you don't have a Facebook trigger on this workflow, then you won't be able to add the Facebook Interactive Messenger action, and the same goes for Instagram. We have both here, so I can show you how each of them work. Looking into the Facebook Interactive Messenger, the Facebook and Instagram Interactive Messenger essentially has three parts that you want to look at. The first one is going to be the reply type. You have two options. You can either reply to a comment via DM, or you can reply to a DM. You would select reply to DM if you are going to be responding to somebody that sends you a DM directly, and you'll use reply to comment via DM if you are responding to a comment. In this case, I'm showing you how to use the comments, so we're gonna go with that type. The second part is the message itself. This is the actual DM that will be sent within the interactive messenger bubble. And then at the very bottom, we will see our buttons. So each button will have two parts. It'll have a title, and then it will have a condition. This is essentially the action that occurs whenever they click the button. If you click open website, then obviously it's going to open up the website link that you give them right below, and it will open that up within the Instagram or Facebook app if they're on their mobile device. If we make a second button, I'll show you the second condition, which is call number. This one's pretty straightforward. If you just throw in your number, select your country code, and whenever somebody clicks this button, it will immediately call this number. The last action that you can have is perform actions, which is going to send back the title to you. For example, if we give them the option to open our website, call a number, and then perform actions, we might want to use this button to our advantage to give them the ability to ask a question. So if our title is set up to say this, and we have our perform actions as our condition, then what's going to happen is when they click that button that says, I've got a question, they are going to immediately send, I've got a question to you. I've had this set up across multiple accounts. That seems to be my best use case for that. Once you've got your button set up, you can go ahead and click save. Now you might not know what steps to add afterwards. So let me show you a real life use case that I've used personally using the Instagram comments automation and how I use these trees to my advantage to track and manage my leads. So right here is an automation set up for Instagram. The trigger is to receive the comment demo on a specific post on my Instagram page. Then we have our Instagram Interactive Messenger, which is the same thing as the Facebook one. We're just using on the Instagram channel with a little bit of a message. And then we have two buttons. We have a book a call button, which sends them to my booking page. And then the I've got a question button, like I showed you before, that has the ability to perform an action. We also added in a wait step for the default timeout tree, and I'll show you how I use that right now. So the user will go down the default timeout tree if they comment the keyword and then they don't actually engage in the interactive messenger. What I do in that case is I add a little bit more of a wait step to make sure I'm not feeling spammy. And then I'm throwing in another DM that's just essentially a follow-up. Now this works because I know for a fact, and they haven't clicked the button to ask a question. So this is a perfect time for a follow-up. In the book a call route, what I now do is I create an opportunity, which shows that they're engaged. So I know this lead is a little bit more engaged than everyone else because they clicked the button to book a call. I'm also going to add a tag, which can launch other workflows, then add a little bit of a wait step and then DM them afterwards. So that way I know for a fact I'm DMing them while they're on their phone and I know that they clicked the booking link. This is just another DM to get some more information from the lead and a little bit of copy to make them feel like the message is a little bit more human. I then have a couple more automations, which is really just to wait and then see if they've replied. And if they do reply, I'll update their contact field with the new information. And if they haven't, then I'll follow up. Now down the I've got a question route, essentially what happens is they click the button, it sends me a DM that says I've got a question, because that's how the perform actions button works. Then I'm going to immediately send a DM back that says go for it, what's up? This is just a fun way to use automations to engage with the lead even more. I then have a wait step, which goes to the follow-up step in case they click the button and then they don't engage again. I can actually have the system follow up with them to make sure we don't miss anything. So this is exactly how you can use comments in the Instagram or Facebook interactive messenger to deliver things to your leads on social media and of course capture more data. Now there's one more new action, which is the ability to reply in comments, and I'm going to show you how that works right now. Again, HighLevel has created a great recipe for us. So if you click create workflow, click select a recipe, you will see this first recipe, Facebook comments plus workflow AI. Personally, it's one of my favorites. Now what this is going to do is it's going to capture a comment using the same trigger that we've already shown you. And then we're going to use the reply in comments action to actually reply to their comment in the comments. This is great because it allows you to boost engagement without having to even be in the comment section on your social media profiles. Now, what most people would do, and sometimes works really well, is you can create a couple of replies whenever a contact goes through this workflow. This is something that you'll see pretty typically on social media, especially if you have something where you are asking for a keyword and then you're going to send them a DM with whatever you're promising to deliver them. We have 3 messages that'll be sent randomly. So we'll say either thanks, sent you a DM, sending it now, or thanks for the comment to anybody that goes down this route. Again, this works best if you have a trigger set up for the contains phrase or exact match for something like a course. Now that's how most people do it, but let me show you how a HighLevel expert would do it. Instead of replying to contacts that go through this workflow with pre-made responses, why don't we use AI to make custom responses that can handle positive and negative comments right within our social media channels? That's what HighLevel's recipe does right here. You can see the first step, they're using the ChatGPT powered by OpenAI to send this prompt to ChatGPT. The default one says, this is a comment on my Facebook post by a user. I sell X courses. The post was regarding X. You can fill in the blanks here. Then we have the custom value, which is the actual comment. You'll find that by clicking the custom values and then clicking Facebook comments on a post, and then clicking comment body, and you'll get that custom value right there. And then they have a couple more instructions for ChatGPT. Then it actually responds to the comment with ChatGPT's response, which is fantastic. And then it also analyzes the type of comment it is to see if it's positive or negative and to make sure that we're responding accordingly. If it's a positive comment, then it'll go ahead and send them a message through the Facebook Interactive Messenger. Again, you can do this on Instagram as well. And if it's negative, then they won't engage. Because I've seen time and time again, pages that are set up to respond to all comments, no matter what they say, positive or negative, and it makes pages look really, really bad. So using AI plus HighLevel in order to make this work really well is one of my favorite things that you can do. Now, just a heads up for the interactive messenger, it won't look exactly like a regular message. This is within a conversation with a test account. You can see that the actual interactive messenger is going to appear as a gray bubble with your buttons right here. And you can also see a good visual of this within the conversations tab, so you can see all the buttons that you have available for your customers on this automation. Now, speaking of the conversations page, any Instagram or Facebook DMs that come in, you will be able to see them right here along with the comments. You'll see this little notification that says new comment on linked Instagram's post. You'll also see the reply as a DM option, which is there in case this outbound message somehow doesn't go out. Keep in mind, if a user has multiple comments and no outbound DMs are actually sent out from any of them, you can select a specific comment and send a DM based on that comment right from the conversations page. Also, to finish this off, I'll show you what that AI workflow looks like. Right here, I have this set up to respond to any comments. With a little bit of custom training, I had it respond to positive comments positively with different messages, so each one looked like I sent it myself. These automations are killer if you're on social media and can really help you get more engagement, boost your page, get more leads, and get more people to book appointments with you and your company. If you have any questions about how these automations work, go ahead and drop a comment, and feel free to go ahead and start using these yourself because they are super awesome, and I personally love them. As always, I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching. Did you know that you can use HighLevel to turn Facebook and Instagram comments into leads for your business? This is an awesome feature because this will allow you to utilize the power of social media and convert your audience into leads. Let me show you how it works. Before anything, navigate to settings and then integrations in your sub account and make sure that your Facebook and Instagram are both lit up and connected in settings. Now, once that's confirmed, we can build our automation. First, with a trigger that turns our Facebook and Instagram comments on our posts into leads. We can do this either on Facebook or Instagram or both within the same automation. All we have to do is select our trigger, select the page, and then we can customize this trigger with our filters from the type of post that it is. We can even select the specific post from here, which will import a list of all of your recent posts on Facebook and Instagram. And we can add more filters like contains phrase or exact match, which will allow us to use keywords in order to designate which leads we're going to put into this automation. So for this trigger, whenever somebody comments on our Facebook post on this page, with the word lead, then what's going to happen is it's going to trigger this automation. And we can do lots of things with this automation. The first thing that we can do is reply in comments, which will be able to turn them into a lead by getting them into our CRM. And the other really powerful action that we can use is either the Facebook or the Instagram interactive messenger. Keep in mind, if you want to use both, make sure you have both triggers. So the Facebook interactive messenger action will only be able to be used with the Facebook comments on a post trigger. And with this action, all we have to do is reply to a comment via a DM, which whenever somebody comments that word lead, we can then DM them, and we can even use custom fields in this DM. Additionally, there's further customizations you can do to this action, like adding buttons, which will allow our user to interact with us in Facebook or Instagram. And we can also add quick replies, which will allow our contact to select a message that will automatically send based on a small call to action that they'll see under the Facebook or Instagram interactive messenger. Then, just like that, we can save our action, turn this workflow to publish, and then we will be good to go. I'd highly encourage you use and customize workflows like this with Facebook and Instagram, so you can turn any comments that come through any of your social posts automatically into leads. You can even incorporate things like AI, internal notifications, and notes to automatically nurture your lead using Facebook and Instagram. As always, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you learned something new, and thanks for watching. Did you know that you can create automated Facebook Messenger replies within HighLevel? This is an awesome feature that will allow you to engage with your customers on Facebook automatically, and it only takes one workflow. So let's dive right in. Now, before I show you the workflow, make sure that your Facebook account is connected by navigating to settings and then to integrations on the sub account level. Just make sure it says connection active on the right-hand side, and you can manage your pages here by selecting manage pages or from the settings page. So all this takes is one workflow. Our trigger is going to be really simple. It's going to be customer replied, and then we'll add a filter for the replied channel by selecting replied channel and then selecting Facebook Messenger. And you can leave your trigger like this, or if you want to have your messages automated based on a specific phrase, you can use the phrase filter by adding another filter and using contains phrase or exact match phrase. So if somebody responds to you with a specific word like learn, then it'll launch the automation. But if you just want to handle your Facebook Messenger replies, all you need to use is that trigger and then use the action of Facebook Interactive Messenger. And then select the reply type as reply to DM. This is just the standard reply type for anyone that messages us using a DM. Then we can include our message like this. And we can even use custom values like the name, which it can pull from the Facebook account, which is really cool. And then at the bottom of our Facebook Interactive Messenger, we can add buttons, which will give users the ability to interact with us using buttons within the Facebook app, which is really cool. So we can enter a button name like go to website or book a call. And then you can add conditions such as opening up a website, which can open up a link or a call number or perform actions. Perform actions will just launch whatever actions come afterwards based on this tree here. And of course, within these actions, you can add more messages with the Facebook Interactive Messenger. And if you just want a very basic message, you don't have to add buttons or quick replies. Quick replies are similar to buttons, but they're just for replies, which will respond back to you. But there's a lot of customizations that you can do with this in order to customize the responses that are going back to users on Facebook. For example, one of the things I love most is using ChatGPT to formulate custom responses to talk back and forth with people on Facebook, or you can use it to automatically book calls, get people to go to your website, or engage with your business. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Facebook automated messages, so I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you learned something new, and thank you so much for watching.